Enter the arena, the Don Juan Banks. Today, it is a pleasure. It is a honor to have the great JKD practitioner Kenny Lopez on the line right now, and he will give his official predictions on the upcoming fight for the WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. It is Miguel Cotto, 40-4 with 33 KOs, the champion, versus Saul Canelo Alvarez, 45-1 with 32 KOs at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Without any further ado, the great JKD practitioner, Kenny Lopez.
Hey, how you doing, Don Juan? Glad to be on your show again. Last show we did was about the IV infusion involving Floyd Mayweather Jr. and all the, underhanded crooked stuff that's been going on in boxing pertaining to him and
Yes.
Nevada and Las Vegas. So that was a pretty, we did cover all areas.
Exactly. I'm glad that you're on here to talk about this fight, and also we want to talk about your very popular videos on YouTube of the knife disarming. I definitely wanted to ask you questions on that and the other things that you've been working on recently. So first, before we get into Miguel Cotto and Canelo Alvarez, let's talk about the knife disarming video and how you use your technique to disarm the knife.
Oh yeah. I did two knife attack videos, and of course you seen I did a little sparring video too.
Of course.
Yeah, it was basically sparring with the hands, and I wasn't really on the attack. I was using more defense and did a lot of the trapping, keeping no trapping, and so that basically with a lot of those videos I put out, I wanted to educate the public on certain things. I'm saying because I see a lot of things on the internet involving certain key aspects of the martial arts and how this doesn't work and how that doesn't work and this won't work in a real fight. Well, you seen in a trapping video, he was throwing a punch at my face pretty quick, shooting a jab, and I was just stepping back and using deflections, box out, which is for Wing Chun, and just blocking the punches, deflecting the punches, and letting the punch come to me. I wish you would do some hook shots because I use more. I use more turn styles, B styles, of the Wing Chun deflection again. Dude, you can stop those too, hook shots. And
Yes.
I've heard people say you can't stop hook shots, but actually I had a video outside. I think you posted on the Into the Arena. The guy do the overhand right, and I did actually stop the hook shot. It was mostly overhand right, but still, you hook shot overhand right, still the same punch, but you can stop it with the same block. But that's what I was showing it at in the sparring video, and I did some trapping. While I was actually doing the sparring. So trapping, just show the trapping does work.
Yeah.
But you have to know how to close the gap properly, and use a lot of concepts, the jiggity concepts like the 5 ways of attack with the trapping and the boxing counters, and I didn't really do any stop hits, anything. It was stop hit, but I was basically just showing that all those techniques are effective. They all work. You just gotta know. You gotta understand what you're doing and know and know how to execute it. And when you know how to do that, it doesn't really matter who the opponent is or how they punch at you. It'll be the same result if you know what you're doing. But so that was why I did those videos, and I'm sure a lot of people seen it, and they say, oh, well, damn, he knows a lot more than what we thought. Because a lot of the videos I was doing a lot of shadow boxing videos. A lot of people had questions. They were questioning what I'm capable of doing because they didn't see too much sparring videos. And I did a lot of sparring and different types of sparring. A lot of my training involved sparring. far as when I was taught, I was taught that, taught that way. My trainer or my teacher taught me, we actually have to do reality-based training when you're learning any technique.
Yes.
Because it makes no sense to sit there and do a technique in the air if you don't even know it works.
Yes.
You ask the opponent to come at you. So, I mean, why people would think that I wouldn't do that? You know what I'm saying? I would never do that if I didn't know. But if I was doing a technique, I would have to put it to the test first to see if it worked. I just didn't put a lot of sparring videos out, so that's why a lot of people didn't think. Well, the educated, informed people knew I knew what I was doing. And the misinformed people was like, oh, well, he's just doing it in the air. He's just doing shadow boxing. So, that looks good, but but why do we know, he really can do that? Because I don't ever see punches flying back to him. And so, I sat back and laughed. Because, I know it ain't true.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But, so that's why I did those videos, just so they could see for themselves, well, and now you guys understand why I do a lot of the shadow boxing and other things, because that's just part of training. It's important. You have to do different things. You don't limit the way you train.
Mm-hmm.
And the night defense video, as you can see, I had him come at me twice. His one video is defensive, the more defensive, and try to, he was trying to keep distance and stab me. You know what I'm saying? And I stopped that, with a lot of the stop kicks and simultaneous deflections and strikes.
Yes.
And then I disarmed him. Close the gap on him. But then the other one, he got really aggressive. I made sure he was aggressive in the other one. Not holding back, because I see videos where they would talk about knife attackers, how a highly aggressive person in real life, which is true, they're not going to hold back. They're going to come back at you, and, it's going to be a hard, dynamic attack. And one guy had a YouTube video where he saying that I went to like 13, 20 different people teaching knife defense. And it all looks good in theory, and you would think it works, but when the real situation happens, it doesn't work, and this and that, and that. And, a lot of that's true. However, with my system, which is Bruce's system, if you do it right,
yes,
and you put everything together, it's like a chain link, and it will work. You know what I'm saying? It will work, as you see. So, dynamic attack, even a hard dynamic attack, but my opponent, whoever it is, he still got to reach to me. So when he reaches for me, he still leaves himself open to get countered or intercepted.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. It does not matter. And then sometimes I don't even have to just arm someone or intercept them. I can just do a stop kick to the knee and then follow up with something. See what I mean? I have many options. The main thing is when you stop at a knife attack, though, is just, not staying too still.
Mm-hmm.
Be concerned about the distance and not staying too still. So it once you, that's the main thing. Because he's too still, then you're giving him, the opportunity of cutting you,
Yeah.
And then you got the angles of way your person's going to, because each person can attack you different ways, different angles, But it's all based on the training you're doing.
Yes.
You're doing the right training, you're actually working at it, not just going through the motion. But when you learn something, you do it slow. But then when you understand what you're doing, you dissolve it. You gotta go hard. You gotta go real hard.
Yes.
And then you do it again until you get it, until it's like breathing. That's how you train.
Yes.
So, but I'm glad you liked it, and a lot of people seen it. I also did I did the burning fist side kick on the pad. I was showing the power on the side kick, and I also did showing some of the footwork.
Yes.
Footwork. Showed a little bit of that, and the shuffle low front kick I did. I know one person was somehow when I was that kick wouldn't cause no power.
What?
It wouldn't do no damage. I thought that kick would break with the kneecap. So I showed the video why they kicked the Bob dummy with the shuffle front kick and knocked the Bob dummy down. The Bob dummy is about 300 some pounds. Maybe more than that. I didn't weigh it. It's a heavy dog. It has a little water, so kicked it and you see the whole thing tumbled over itself. So there's a lot of power in the kick. But I can't throw that kick to my training partner because then I can really hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's gonna be in the hospital. So why would I sit there and kick with me? For real. This is a proof of point to some spectator on the internet.
Yeah.
So I showed him the power kicking the damn Bob dummy, and they there's a lot of power. You just gotta know how to, execute the kick. You gotta know where the power is at.
Exactly.
Not just the kick.
Exactly.
This is all Bruce Lee's technique. You know, from his system. This is all the stuff that he put together. That's all I'm doing. I'm using his system, but I'm also executing his techniques from his system the correct way. And, you know, thankfully I was with the right guy who taught me the correct way, executing it. So.
Exactly. Kenny?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You know, that is some very prolific knowledge that you're preaching right now, and I have to agree with you. I saw the knife disarming video, and it was like no other video I've seen before. Your techniques are authentic and it is real, and everyone needs to go see what Kenny Lopez is demonstrating for you, because you never know if that will be you or your family in a situation like that.
Exactly.
And
fighting, you know, I tell people all the time, training for the streets is not the same as training for the ring.
Yes.
The ring has rules and regulations, you know, and that's not to knock people who fight in the ring and say they can't fight one-on-one situation, because they can fight in one-on-one situation, but no, and when you take the rules out, there's no referee to say break or you hit him with a low blow. No, it don't work that way in the streets. You gotta be ready for any situation. Just, man, no one's gonna fight you straight up one-on-one all the time in the street. They're not going to. Especially if you train, they ain't gonna do that. They gonna be armed, and you know, it could be armed with something like we did. You see a knife, that could be a starting definitely have a knife. So got money for them. Precision jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. Grappling I think it's important to know it, but street situations you don't want to be grappling too much, especially on concrete, and you know, because you don't want that because you get scraped up and the fight takes too long, you know, and then against buddies, you're gonna try to grapple someone, you're gonna get your head stomped in. He has a knife, you're gonna try to go for a takedown and bring it to the ground and then go for an arm bar, you're gonna get stabbed, you'll get killed. You ain't stopping someone on a knife, you try to do that. You know, so that's the difference between, like I said, you know, sport training and training for the streets. It's not the same type of training. I understand that, you know what I'm saying? This is what I've been trying to educate people on for a while. You know, but there's a lot of people that do understand that too. They understand the difference between the two different worlds. They understand it, you know. So, and so did Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, he understood it. That's why he never did competition, especially that time, because he felt that it was too watered down.
Yes.
You know, and it was too many limitations, and he called it dry land swimming. Because swimming without being in the water, in order to learn how to swim, you got to be in the water.
Yes.
So, and he's saying that that's how you train. You train to fight. You got to actually spar, do a lot of sparring, and actually train. You know, use reality-based training. Now, guys in MMA, they do that, but his training is still geared more for sport, though, is what I'm trying to say. And they still use gloves and shin guards and all that. And, you know, that's great, but the way I train, you see my sport, I'm not using boxing gloves and shin guards. I had him throwing punches at my face barehanded.
Real punches.
Exactly. So, you know, that's a different type of training. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of training. Now, you can do gloves on me. You can use gloves and all that if you want to. I mean, you know, if you're working on boxing or kickboxing, but, you know, when you're working on this, you know, battlefield techniques, you know, that's not going to really help you too much. It'll help you in boxing, but like I said, it's different. It's a different structure now we're talking about. Without gloves, you can't block, can't parry certain punches because, you know, barehanded, it's going to be difficult. The total defense ain't going to work. The total defense that you see Winky Wright use, that works with boxing gloves, but if you take the gloves off, it's not going to work. So, you need another structure now. You can't rely on this, that, you know what I'm saying? So, it's different types of training. That's why, and then even guys like, you know, Master Wall, who's a Wing Chun expert, Tai Chi expert, he understands the difference. He's very good. Him, Steven Seagal, of course, you know, people can say what they want, but he's a keto master, and he trained in Cali and Kauai weight fighters. You know, so it's different. It's different. You know, and you know what I'm saying. So I love MMA. I love MMA, but
You love MMA. Can you give us your brief thoughts on Ronda Rousey getting knocked out by Holly Holm?
hey, it was bound to happen. She got a little too arrogant. She started to become full of herself. You know, started thinking she could take out anybody.
Including Floyd Mayweather. She said she could take him out.
Well, my thing is this. I told you about that before. I think Floyd beat her. He won her with a good punch and knocked her out. I mean, he would knock her out in front of her, but he's a skilled boxer. The reality is this. Yeah, he would beat her with the hands. That's easy, but we talking about, you know, MMA is not big fighting, but it's still, you know, it's still more. You can do more things in MMA. It's the closest thing to a fight, but it's still not street fighting because there's still rules in it. But it's still, but it's not as limited as boxing. So what I'm saying is, you know, Floyd would have knocked out the corner, but Floyd's only trained in boxing. You don't know anything else. So that I can understand why people say she closed the gap on him because he would know how to defend or going for a takedown or punching him out. He would know how to defend it because he don't train in that. He's not trained that way. You know what I'm saying? He's not a girl to beat her. She's trained in a lot of different things. She wasn't just trained just no boxing like a lot of people keep saying, oh, boxing. She beat her with boxing. No, she did not just beat her with boxing. He was using stop kicks, oblique kicks, which I know that's in AKD. You know what I'm saying? That's for controlling, you know what I'm saying, or stopping the person's momentum.
That's exactly what she did when she threw that oblique kick. And Ronda did not respond well to that. It looked like she was thrown off, like she was shocked. How could they be shocked about Holly Holm throwing that kick when she trained with John Jones? Is it just something you become so big you become oblivious to things? Because Ronda is big.
Well, it's not just oblivious. It's never going through the situation before.
Mm-hmm.
Never situation. You know, if someone threw the kick at my kneecap, the stop kick or the oblique kick, I would know how to stop it because that's in my system. That's in Bruce's system. So that's easy. That would be easy for me to stop. Mm-hmm. But someone who she's not doing the training I'm doing, so it wasn't going to be easy for her to stop. And she doesn't have that. That's not the way she's trained. You know, she's more of a judoka practitioner with other grappling, and she started learning boxing. You know, and it was helping. But you know, if someone's a really good striker, like we've seen, they're really good. And she's much better than Rousey. And they know how to defend your takedown or shut down your grappling. Now they pretty much force you to fight their fight instead of fighting. If you're not skilling them in that area, then you know you're pretty much going to be at a disadvantage. That's basically what it is.
You're absolutely right. Now let's get into the main event, which is Saul Canelo Alvarez versus the WBC middleweight champion Miguel Cotto. This is Mexico, Canelo versus Puerto Rico. Kenny Lopez. People have been waiting a long time for you to answer this question. Who is going to win this fight and why?
I think it's going to be an interesting fight between both of them, and you know, it's a fight that a lot of people want to see, and it's probably going to happen. I think that I mean, in my opinion, I think Miguel Cotto's going to win.
Oh my God!
I think he's going to win because he has more experience and he's been in a lot more bigger fights, and he's won most of his big fights too. I mean, remember, he did lose to Manny Pacquiao, you know, and that was the best Manny Pacquiao I think he won. You know what I'm saying? Cotto was still good. I think that was the best he got up until that point. Remember, he did lose. You know, a lot of people say he was shot after the Margarito fight, and I don't believe that. I don't necessarily believe that because he didn't look great against Body, but he fought that fight with an eye cut too, and he still was able to overcome that glitch. He still looked good. Cotto was still good. I mean, I thought he looked good coming in. And then when Pacquiao fought, he was actually beating Pacquiao for the first half of the fight, winning until Pacquiao scored the 2 knockdowns. But it was just Manny Pacquiao, and that was the person that really beat him. I mean, I don't think it would have really made a difference who Cotto had. I think, you know, in his corner, Pacquiao still would have beat him, even Freddie Rose. I think Pacquiao still would have beat him, and Freddie Rose even said that he thought Pacquiao still would have beat him if he trained Cotto. So question that asked that question. So, the only person who really beat Miguel Cotto, in my opinion, I mean, Patty Packer's the only one I think they really outclassed him. Margarito, he beat him.
Cheated.
But, he showed it in gloves.
Pastor in Paris.
Huh?
Plaster in Paris.
Exactly. And we can't really count that. Cotto would have beat him if it wasn't for that.
Yes, yeah. Because look how long he lasted that fight.
Exactly.
And get hit with plaster.
Exactly. Cotto lost to Mayweather, but that was a close fight. I thought the fight. Yeah, Mayweather winning, he had to win it by a point or two, but a lot of people really scored that fight. Unbiasedly had that fight an evenly matched fight. Cotto got tired of that fight, and that's why he didn't get his decision. And that wasn't the best Miguel Cotto either. Remember, he was better with a Beto Diaz that time. He did a lot of it. He was turned Cotto into more of a boxer. He didn't have him begging like he's doing now, or like he did early in his career, like when he fought, Shane Mosley and Margarito and Pacquiao. I mean, he was more of a walk me down, banging with the left hook. Instead of his attack, them saying why he walked you down and box. Like, he did the opposite. Diaz had a box too much. And that was what, that was a lot of reasons why he tried out a little more than he should have been. You know what I'm saying? He tired out in that fight too, Tired out, but he was fighting a different style than he should have been fighting. When he kept boxing with boxers like Mayweather. And that was a mistake Canelo made too, trying to box with a boxer. I mean, you can't do that. You gotta walk him down, you gotta pressure him like Madonna did. And not have respect for him. So Cotto, I mean, and then he lost the trial after that. He lost the trial, so we know Cotto wasn't the same. We know he wasn't, because he never would have lost the trial. The trial was decent boxing, but he would have beat the best Cotto, in my opinion, would have beat Austin Trout. You know what I'm saying? Austin Trout height and left gave him problems, but I still think the best Cotto would beat him. But I think that Cotto's going to have the advantages. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see Canelo having the experience to beat someone like him. I mean, Canelo's a good fighter. He has pretty quick hands. He's a decent boxer, good jab. But one of the liabilities that he has is he's heavy on his feet, and I think that was exposed not just with Mayweather, but even with the fight with Laura. He beat Laura, but a lot of people don't think he beat Laura. That was a close fight too. I don't think
Cotto is not.
I don't think Canelo beat Laura decisively. And Laura kind of exposed.
It could have went either way, yep. But Laura's a tough guy, though.
Exactly, he's a tough guy, and one of the things he was doing was using angles. He was boxing him and turning him using angles, and it was causing Canelo a lot of problems. One thing Canelo did do different, though, was he actually pressured him, though, which he didn't do against Floyd Mayweather. Because had he kind of boxed with Laura would have beat him like Mayweather beat him, But he didn't, he actually tried to pressure him, so that was the difference why the fight was competitive. But I wasn't really convinced that Canelo's greatness after that fight, and Miguel is a very good boxer. Cotto's a good boxer. Cotto knows how to use angles when he needs to, and he has a really good jab.
Yes.
He's good at parrying, catching punches with his gloves. He's a good counter puncher, underrated counter puncher. He'll counter you with the left hook and turn you.
Yep.
But one thing he can do is he can do it both. He can not only box, but he can come forward too. When he comes forward, he gets in that crouch, so he doesn't give you a pretty good start when he gets in that crouch. And that's what he gets people. He times people when he's in that crouch, and he has a low uppercut, combinations to the body and head, and then pockets with the jab. And he moves his head off center. So he gives you a difficult target. And that's what a lot of people have problems when they fight him. Especially when he's at his best. So and we see how he chopped down Martinez. Martinez is a great athlete.
And Martinez's knees were gone.
Everyone said that. But I think even without that, I think Cotto still would have beat him.
The great Kenny Lopez. I think this might be the first time in history that me and you have disagreed. I have to go with Canelo in this fight.
That was a bad style matchup with Martinez. I think Martinez, even with healthy knees, I still think Cotto was.
I don't know about that because Martinez used to get around individuals very quickly.
You're not, but they weren't Cotto either. They didn't have Cotto's head movement and boxing abilities. A lot of the guys he fought. I mean, Paul Williams, he outboxed him, but Paul Williams doesn't have Cotto's defense or head movement or boxing skills. He didn't have Cotto. Paul Williams was a volume puncher. Walk you down. So he was an easier target than someone like Cotto was. And that was the problem Martinez was having. He couldn't time Cotto with a lot of with his jab. He was trying to set up his jab and a lot of his counter lefts. The straight left Cotto was ducking him. He was slipping him and countering him. That was if you really watch that fight, that's where he was taking that away from him. And then even when he boxed with him, he was outboxing him. So I don't think the knees affected him, but he was still losing that fight. If you're just talking about who hit who the most, Cotto still outboxed him. And he hit him when it mattered, when he was more accurate. And I think that's why the reality is he was beating him because of that. You know what I'm saying? The knee problem would cause him getting hurt in the late round, and him, maybe the flash knockdown. After the flash knockdown, his knee started acting up on him. But I don't think it would have mattered. And from what I've seen, and I watched the seventh of it, I don't think his knee problem would have mattered. He still would have lost. This is what I believe. This is what I saw.
I respect your opinion, but I have to disagree with it.
Okay.
I thought that if Sergio Martinez was a Sergio Martinez of old, he probably would have been able to pull out that victory. But I do understand what you're saying. It could have been a big possibility that Cotto would have did it. But I see that being very difficult. But I wanted to ask you about this. Miguel Cotto, his last fight, it was Daniel Gill. He TKO'd him in the 4th round. Was there anything you saw that made you say, okay, I like that?
Yeah, he looked great. That's like true. He looked like Miguel Cotto. Like the prime Miguel Cotto. He fought a perfect fight. And he knocked out a bigger man too. In that fight, and I can't really critique the same thing bad about the performance against Daniel Gill. What I saw.
That was a good performance. I have to give it to Miguel Cotto for that one, and I understand exactly where you're coming from. I just have a difference of opinion, but I want to ask you this question while we're on that topic. Miguel Cotto, he's back with Freddie Roach. He's training with Pac. I heard he did train with Pacquiao for a while. Maybe not recently because Pacquiao just got off of the shoulder injury. But what makes Miguel Cotto the Cotto of old now? When you say he's the Cotto of old, what makes him do that now? What makes him motivated? What makes him train? What makes him? What does he do to make you say, well, he's the Cotto of old? Because I kind of question that.
Because there's Freddie Roach, and he brought back elements in the technical department.
Yes, okay. I do like that a lot. You brought out a great point.
Yeah, and that was an important part of his technical
yes.
When he was left hook.
Yes.
And pressure you walk you down, and he mixed it with that, so he wouldn't just try to box with you.
Okay.
Like Fraser Beers was trying to have him do. He already had the boxing skills, so why take that away from him? And so that's all did. Roach just brought those elements back. It added a little more, and that's why you see what you see now.
Yeah.
The desire never left him. It was just him changing up too much, and changing the training.
Yeah.
When you do that, you could actually, you could mess your fight up if you do that. That's why you don't never change a fight. You only add to it, and that's what Freddie Roach is doing. He only add to what made him great. That's it. Brought him back to the way he was before. That was all he did.
I wanted your comments on. So we went to Cotto's last fight, James DeGill. Now Daniel Gill. I apologize for that. We are alive. And now we're gonna go to Canelo's last opponent, and it was the stunning knockout of James Kirkland in the third round. What did you see in that fight?
Taylor made the opponent. That's all I've seen. I mean, James Kirkland was right in front of him the whole time. So he walks straight at you. He does the same thing. He brushes you with pressure, and he stops based on pressure and stamina. But he's not moving his head off center where he should. He's not popping a jab. He's not. I didn't really see James Kirkland's not a skilled, technical fighter. He's more of a in your face.
Yes.
Fighter swarmer, brawler type fighter, and that's his style, man. But he is not the most durable guy either. I mean, that's another reason why Canelo was able to knock him out.
Yes.
If this was someone like a Margarito, he would knock him out like that.
Yes.
He would knock out a Margarito like that. I mean, he did knock out Holm. Holm had a good chin.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, still, with Kirkland's style, his type of style, you definitely have to have a good chin, with intense stamina, and he didn't show his chin was kind of exposed again in that fight. But he's one-dimensional. James Kirkland's one-dimensional. Cotto is not one-dimensional. He's much in the league than James Kirkland. So, I mean, he did what he had to do when he beat him. He beat Kirkland. Impressive knockout, but even Taylor made him. I really can't base too much on that performance.
People have deemed this fight Mexicans versus Puerto Ricans. Canelo, Mexican, Puerto Rican is Cotto. What's your opinion on that situation, if you have one?
Mexican versus Puerto Rican?
Yes, because of this fight.
What's the question you're asking me, though, as far as...
Do you have an opinion on the Mexicans versus the Puerto Ricans? Because Cotto is Puerto Rican and Floyd and Canelo Alvarez is Mexican.
Well, I'm a Black Rican myself.
Okay. That's cool.
I'm from New York, NY, so they call Ricans from New York, New Rican, But what we're gonna say about that? It's a rivalry that's been going on in boxing for decades. Going back to Salvador Sanchez and Edward Rosario.
Oh, okay.
Felix Trinidad, Wilfred Benitez. So it's always been a rivalry with Mexico versus Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. It sells too. It sells because a lot of Hispanic and Latinos, a lot of Hispanic people, I don't know, say, there's a Hispanic community. They into boxing, particularly Mexicans. They love boxing. It's part of their culture. Mexican boxing is big in Mexico. Puerto Ricans too, and so when they fight, then that's bringing in more viewers. Bringing in more viewers is going to draw more people to watch the fight. And
Yes.
Another big draw in Mexico, he's a really big draw, more of a celebrity than a lot of the Mexicans, but even more of a celebrity. So Juan Marquez is a legend in Mexico, and so, but the thing is, he has a big fan base, but unlike those guys, they've proven themselves. Canelo hasn't done that yet. He really has a huge fan base. That's what makes the fight interesting. But Cotto also has a big fan base. He's a big draw too. That's why the fight's going to be a big fight. But Cotto's proven himself, though. And Cotto's proven himself, but Canelo hasn't. And that's what makes this fight interesting. It's like an experienced legend fighting a young gun trying to be a legend. That's what we're going to see in this fight.
Now, what you said the Cotto of and you being Black Rican does not play a role in you in your decision?
Not necessarily, no, because I don't look at. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm different than most people. I don't get into the whole race thing and well, not race. Race or ethnicity. I don't get into all that stuff. I focus on fighters' skills. It's not I don't look at all that stuff. I think you're a good fighter, and a great fighter. I'm gonna give you credit regardless of what race ethnicity you are.
People are saying.
Cotto's somebody I've always liked. I've always liked him as a fighter anyway. I've been following him when he first came up in the ring, Miguel Cotto. I told people he was going to be special.
And he did. He became something special.
Yeah, he did the right track. He made some bad decisions in his career with different, not staying with the right trainers and, you know what I'm saying, and things like that.
He goes through, and I'm glad that you brought that up. He goes through a lot of trainers like a hot knife through butter. If he loses this fight, which in my opinion he will, you not, would he get another trainer?
No, because he got the right trainer. He ain't gonna get any better than what he got because Freddie Roach made him, he didn't make him, but he just brought back those elements that made him the fighter he was. So, he's not gonna get no other trainer.
You know I got love for Freddie Roach, but he's been criticized by the people in the boxing world and outside the boxing world of telling his fighters to just go for it, show that aggression. Do you think that could play a role of him losing to Canelo, him being too aggressive and walking into power shots?
No, because Freddie Roach is a pretty good strategist, and he will, he'll have a good game plan. He always has a good game plan when he goes into the fight, and Cotto also you don't have to teach Cotto any new tricks because Cotto's a really experienced fighter and he knows how to adapt anyway. He has skills and the ability to do that, which he's proven already. So, no, I don't see that being a factor in this fight at all.
Miguel Cotto. It was 2008. He was undefeated. He was the WBA welterweight champion. And then all of a sudden he lost to this hurricane, this storm that appeared called Antonio Margarito. You know how this story goes. The great Kenny Lopez, we find out that he's using plaster and Paris. He would face Manny Pacquiao. He would lose in the 12th round. And then that's when those other two losses was put on his record with Floyd Mayweather and Austin Charles. So people have, and this is a really good question for you, so I really wanted a good answer. People say that he reaches a wall, okay? Not like Donald Trump building a wall. I'm talking about, they say that Cotto reaches a wall. When he gets to a point in a fight where he can't impose his will or execute his game plan, he hits that wall and he becomes complacent, and that's the end. He loses. What I'm asking you, the great Kenny Lopez, is, do you believe he will hit this wall? And if he hits this wall, how will he overcome the wall?
Yes, I believe so. I think in the fight with Martinez, he didn't show any signs of fatigue, even though he did rock Martinez and knock him down.
Okay, I like your answer.
Martinez was hurt in the fight, but he never got tired in that fight. He looked focused, and even in the late round, he looked just as focused in the late round as he did in the early rounds. I just think it had to do with him, like I said, it's just the lack of the right trainers and sometimes overtraining, not training the right way. I mean, that also, if you overtrain too much, that can affect you. You might hit a wall. So I think that had a lot to do with it, but no, that happening. People say he hit a wall against Clottey, but he still figured out a way to win.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Clottey got a great chin. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't hit no wall in that fight. He did good in that fight. So I definitely don't agree with that. In the Margarito fight, they say, well, he hit a wall because he got tired. Well, shit, if you get hit with plaster in Paris,
from Paris.
Yeah,
shout out to the Paris fans too.
Anybody's gonna hit a damn wall if you fighting a dude who got plaster in his damn gloves up.
Any comment while we have you here, the great King Lopez? Because when we have you on, people ask a series of questions, and not just in boxing but the world. And do you have any comments for the victims of the Paris terror attack?
No, I don't really have too many comments about that. I mean, it's a sad thing. I'm saying, that occur. I'm saying, but hello, can you hear me?
Yes. You
Yes,
went
I
out. We
said.
went out. You want to send best wishes or anything over there? You might have some fans in Paris.
No, I don't have no fans in Paris at all. But like I was saying, it's a sad thing that occurred. But a lot of things that like that that do occur, and take place, or not things that did happen by chance. So what I'm trying to say is a lot of things like that get set up,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh wow.
we seen it with the attacks and with 9/11 and all that, and I'm not going to even comment on that, talk about all that stuff. But the whole thing was it was set up, and a lot of evidence proved that it was,
Mm-hmm.
because war is a big business, and you know what I'm saying, it's a big business, and the reality is we have to have common enemies. You know what I'm saying, to have an excuse to go to war, and it's always done for resources. It ain't done to take out this person because he did this to me, or no, it ain't never. That's what they tell us.
Yes.
That's what they used to give us, but it's never for that reason. And of course, they're not going to tell the public that. Of course not. So, when you understand how the system works and the things, the smoke screens, you can see through those smoke screens, you can figure out all that stuff. So like I said, I'm not going to really comment too much about that incident.
Okay.
The media, they tell you what they want to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
and it's up to you to put the pieces together.
Yes.
Because no one's giving you answers like that. They're not going.
Yes. Now, Kenny, we want to ask you this question. Floyd Money Mayweather. Can you tell us how? Because I love when you say this, and the fans must hear you go in depth about this. The difference about how Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather, and the difference in how he fought Landy Lara.
The difference was Canelo was more aggressive against Landy Lara. He took more chances. He pressured him more. Why he was able to do that? Some people will tell you it's because he gained more experience from the Mayweather fight. I don't agree with that, because he knew what he had to do going into that fight with Mayweather.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't he could? It was a decision he made. It could be a possibility that maybe it was the weight, maybe him being going out of 152. Not trying to use excuses, but maybe he was dehydrated from that weight. Maybe that affected his ability to sustain a certain attack.
Yeah.
Against someone like Mayweather, who's a defensive, genius, that you got to constantly bring the fight to round after round. Even Madonna showed that. Madonna even got a little tired too in the first fight, even though I thought he, the closest one they claimed to beat him besides Canelo and Pacquiao. Everyone has a different perception of the Pacquiao fight, but when you really watch that, it's not what a lot of people say. He didn't beat Pacquiao the way people said he did. But not to get too much into that. The thing is this, when he fought Lara, he should have been fighting Mayweather like that, and he's never going to get that opportunity again. But even when he fought Lara, he showed still, like I said, he's still heavy on his feet. He still can be very flat-footed, heavy on his feet. Now, that's not, that's definitely a weakness he has, especially when you're fighting a skilled boxer, guy who knows how to give you angles, turn you, what I'm saying, and the targets are not there. You know what I'm saying? It could cause problems for someone like him. He has a good jab, though. We'll give him that. His jab is good. But Cotto also has a good jab. You know what I'm saying? So it goes both. That's what makes this fight interesting. So to answer your question, I think there was a big difference between Canelo when he fought Lara and when he fought Mayweather. Clear as day, anybody who watches it. And Lara was actually moving and giving him more angles actually than more than Floyd Mayweather was. Who actually stayed more in front of him. He moved too a lot. He still was moving, but Canelo was easier to time for him, so he had to move as much, Floyd. But one thing Canelo wasn't doing was attacking him. He wasn't attacking him as much as he should have been doing. So he kind of gave that fight up. He did that to himself.
Yes, he did. The difference between when Cotto fought Mayweather and when Canelo fought Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
is my question.
You asked me what was the difference?
Yeah, what's the difference between when Cotto fought Floyd and when Canelo fought Floyd? I'm talking about the difference with them two now, not Lara.
Cotto showed he's better skilled than Canelo in the boxing department because he was able to time Mayweather more than Canelo was, and they had more combinations against Floyd. You know, that was the difference. And that was a Miguel Cotto who actually boxed more than actually pressured than what he's doing now. The way he's doing now is the way he should have fought Mayweather too. And he see the fight he gave Floyd. He almost beat Floyd. Of course, Floyd fought these guys at the right time in their career. That's why he fought Cotto. He knew Cotto didn't have the same, not that he has the same ability, but he knew Cotto wasn't fighting the same way. He scouted him, like Floyd always does. He also scouted Canelo. He knew Canelo was flat-footed, but he also made sure he fought Canelo in a catchweight. So that's Floyd's MO. He makes sure he has the advantages in all the fights he takes.
Exactly,
you know,
man.
We've already
exactly.
This is why Floyd Mayweather don't get the credit
he don't.
He wants to get because he has to make sure he has the advantages against everybody he fights. And he cheats too. We already know about the cheating.
Oh my God, Kenny.
Not gonna get into the cheating because we talked about that. We discussed cheating. Everyone knows my take on that. Me and you done 2 videos on that. And a lot of other people are aware of the cheating tactics of Floyd. People like Travis Gotti, you know, got his own YouTube page. He's been getting that point about that. And several other people on YouTube, including Thunderdome. So we all know that. We don't even got to get into that.
Well, one question on Floyd. Just only one question I want to ask you. I'm not even going to bring his name up again. Is he, in your opinion, going to ever come out of retirement again?
I think it might. I don't know, but I think it might be a situation where he might have to one day because of him, needing money.
Oh my God, Kenny, that is bombshell news you're giving us right now.
Because of needing money, and some people say, "Well, what do you mean? He just won $100 million. He got $100 million." But you don't know how he spends his money.
Yes.
You ain't doing bookkeeping entries for him. You don't know his bank balance, so how would you know? How would you know? And he spends so much, he doesn't budget. He spends and budget. He ain't no budget. He just spends and spends because he think he can. You know, it's only a matter of time before he might have to. You know.
And the purchases he make ain't no poppy store purchase in the ghetto. He's making 3.8 mil. This mil. And that starts taking its toll on your paycheck. So and his finances.
Yeah, if you're not budgeting, if you're not budgeting and spending right, of course. But if you
he could blow through it. You're right, Kenny. He might get stuck in a situation where he has to.
Now, if he was living a regular life now, living lavishly and flashing, showing off all the time, and feeling he can spend and do as he please, which he can do as he please. It's his money, but if he was being smart about it, his money could last him a lifetime with the amount of money he got. But, he ain't going to do that, though. We know that's not going to happen. So, that's why I think he'll want to come back eventually. And even having that itch, too, to come back because he's going to see the numbers for the Canelo fight going to be a big hit. He's going to see that. And people will like the fight more than they like this fight with Pacquiao. They will like it more. They're going to enjoy it more. So, it's going to make him look bad in some ways because they're going to say, damn, this fight was a fight. And we seen fireworks. But the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight wasn't a fight. It was the
hype of the century. It was a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
But you believe this one will deliver?
Yeah. Both guys are fighters. They ain't going to sit there and fight and try to be defensive and find a safe way to win. And neither one of the guys going to try to cheat each other either. Stick needles in their trying to infuse 50 milligrams of vitamin saline and make sure that the other fighter don't get a tornado shot because he wants to have an advantage, so his shoulder's messed up. Or try to fight. I mean, none of that shit's gonna go down for this fight. You know what I'm saying? Or high-paid judges, and although Canelo's a big favorite, and particularly in Las Vegas, that's what Mexicans be at. The cheating that Floyd does, you won't see that with these guys. They're gonna both try to win fair and square the right way. They want to prove who the best is. Floyd was that type of fighter. He don't duck one, and he damn sure ain't no cheater. That's fight, not to fight a Hardy guy. He'll fight anyway. Canelo too. You know, because Canelo had the Floyd's demands when he fought him. He had to go down to 152, or the fight would have never happened. You know, so Canelo gave him everything he wanted. You know, so all these guys are fighters. They're gonna come to fight, and the best man gonna win that night. And that's why we're gonna see fireworks. And neither one of the guys gonna try to find a safe way to win.
A lot of people are picking Canelo to take this fight, and you're going with Cotto. I know you're a man of confidence, but are you completely 100% sure about this pick, the great King Lopez? Because this is one where I kind of scratch my head. Like I really think Canelo's going to win this fight.
Well, you never know what could happen in boxing, man, because it's considered unexpected. So, I mean, you can never say, oh, I know for sure this will happen, but I'm confident in what I see based on the previous fights with common opponents, but also the way both guys perform. And like I said, the experience factor, this is what I'm going by, you know. Cotto's a guy that you ain't going to just beat. If you beat him, you ain't going to just walk through him. That's also a factor. So, regardless if Canelo wasn't pulling it off, he's going to be in a fight. He's going to be in a fight, but and you know, he hasn't had too many rough, tough fights. I mean, he beat Mayweather, outpointed him, you know, and outboxed him, but you know, he also fought the wrong fight, and Mayweather, you know, he's not going to be throwing vicious hook shots and shots in the body at him the way Cotto is either. So that's going to be a difference.
Well, Cotto did. He got James Kirkland out of there, who went straight at him. He beat Erislandy Lara, a fight that could have went either way, but I gave it to Cotto. He beat the ultra tough Alfredo Angulo. He beat Austin Trout. What I'm basically saying, Kenny, is he does have some impressive names on his resume.
He got tired in that fight again. Austin Trout, that fight with Austin Trout was close too. I mean, he got tired in that fight with Austin Trout. He beat Austin Trout, but it was a close. That was a close competitive.
He was tired. You got a point there. Do you think he's going to get tired on November the 21st?
That's a good question. You know, I don't know. I mean, he does take a lot of breaks though. You know, he takes a lot of breaks and spurts between rounds and stuff. You know, and so that's interesting. I mean, it all depends on the pace of the fight. You know, if he's losing bad, then I think if Cotto makes the fight at a faster pace, then we'll see. That's you know, we won't know until the fight happens. He's not fighting at no catch weight like he fought Floyd. I don't think he's gonna be affected by stamina. But I don't believe Cotto's gonna get tired either. I don't think he's gonna hit no wall like people say. I don't see that happening. No, this man plays a big factor when you still know how to pull the trigger. And being that Cotto still can pull the trigger and he has the experience factor, that's gonna play a big factor in the fight that he always does.
This is for it all right here. This is Puerto Rico versus Mexico. This is bragging rights. This is who's going to move in the future of their career. Everyone who knows anything about boxing is going to watch this fight. The great Kenny Lopez. What's your last and final thoughts on this fight?
I can't wait to see it. That's my last and final.
So what about, you know, those haters out there? They always, you watch all boxing. So, you know, if you know what makes you make a decision if you're gonna, you know, talk about a fight or not?
What makes me a decision to talk about a certain fight or why I want to talk about the fight, you say?
Yeah. What's your, you know, what's behind you? You know, because you're coming out of here, you're coming out of nowhere, and you're giving a great opinion and assessment of this fight. But what makes you say, you know, I hear you from time to time, you'll cover a fight here and there, but what makes you want? Is it the prominence of the fight that makes you say, you know what, I got to get this message out there? Is it how big this fight is?
Yeah, I like boxing. I enjoy, you know, all combat sports, and you know, as you can see, I'm a martial artist too.
Yes, you are, and I believe it.
You know, I can talk about different aspects of fighting because of the way my mind works, and
yes.
A lot of that's because me getting into Jeet Kune Do, it opened my mind up to different elements of fighting, and that's what Bruce Lee system does. It opens your mind up, not just the different elements of fighting, but it opens your mind up to different aspects of different things in life. The mind is, you don't just stay stuck in one way of doing stuff. You're always, you know, thinking outside the box, and you're never limiting yourself to one way. So that's the way my mind works, and so I I'm open to different knowledge, and boxing is something I always followed anyway since, young kid, and even though also has boxing in it, by the way. And Wing Chun is mostly, 60% of it is Wing Chun, the rest is the fencing, and then the rest is boxing, and then the other elements, and then your own stuff you add to it. That's how it was designed. And then you got the concepts and all that. But my whole point is this: boxing is a very important art form and aspect to know if you're a fighter, even if you're not, even if it's not your base and what you're training. It's good. You want to know something about boxing. You want to do some training in it and know how to defend it. I know how to defend against boxers. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's I also know how to defend against it too. But it's still important to know because you have things like fainting and flipping a jab. You know what I'm saying? And then you got different combinations.
Yes.
So it's important. You got boxing footwork. So you want to know a lot. You want to know about boxing if you're a fighter. And boxing is also a difficult sport to be the best at because you only can use your hands and there's so many limitation rules. So you have to be really good at what you're doing to be great at boxing.
Yes.
Not anybody can just go in that ring and be a great boxer. It's only certain people, special people. It has to be for that person. So I think that and so that's the reason why I like discussing each fight. And I try to always carefully, meticulously break down fights the best that I can. And a lot of people not that I'm out there now. People heard my voice and on different things with Mayweather and Pacquiao and other things we talked about. A lot of people wanted to hear my take on this fight too. So I didn't mind telling them what I believe or what I think about this fight.
Well, Kenny, the great JKD practitioner, Kenny Lopez, we're going to give you the mic one more time. Any shout outs, any last thoughts, what anything?
Yeah, as far as shout outs, I want to give a shout out to a lot of different people like 10 players.
Yeah.
Shout out to Love Boxing.
Yeah.
Shout out to John Gatling, A.K. Daz.
Yeah.
I want to also give a shout out to Uma Fight Cam and my boy Trevor Collier from Boxing Traffic 101. That's his page, Boxing Traffic 101. Shout out to all the administrators in my sport battlefield page who's doing a good job. And
yeah, that's doing real good.
Exactly. And that's pretty much it for now. I mean, covered everyone.
It's just Kenny, Saturday the 21st. Where will you be at?
I'll be watching it. I will be watching it. I will be definitely watching that fight, and I can't wait to see it. So it's gonna be a good fight.
I can't wait to see it too. And if your prediction comes true, Kenny, I don't even know what to say. Well, any more shout outs, Kenny?
No, that's it for now. I mean, we done covered everything.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the great Kenny Lopez and D. Don Juan Banks, we will check you out November the 21st. It will be WBC middleweight champion of the world, Miguel Cotto, 40-4 with 33 KOs, taking on the ultra tough Saul Canelo Alvarez, 45-1 with 32 KOs at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Peace out.
Peace out, Don Juan.
All right.